All right, we did the notes for solving equations with multiplication and division, and now let's run through a handful of these. Do leave yourself some room to do work. Mainly do the work on another piece of paper. I can zoom in like crazy far on this and rewrite things, so I'll be doing that here. Number A, letter A, we have 6x is multiplying, we have 6 multiplying x. That equals 24. So we will get x by itself by doing the opposite of 6 times x. That's division, and we get that x equals 6 times 4 is 24. And so I'm going to show you how this assignment works. Basically, we had 4 as an answer, and here's 4. So A is going to be and the idea is this little puzzle is, hey, did you hear about the rest of this? I don't know. C, negative 3g equals negative 33. Negative 3g equals negative 33. We are going to divide by negative 3. Why? Because negative 3 is multiplying g, and the opposite of that is dividing. So at this point, we get g by itself. G equals 11. Now, I guess I should just back up real quick and say that on the past few ones, I would do this, and I would be like, hey, this g drops down here, there's g. And on the right-hand side, I wouldn't really draw anything. I would just say, hey, negative 33 divided by negative 3 equals 11. So 11, there you go. And again, just to kind of reiterate how this assignment is supposed to work, you go find 11, it's on. So B is on. Did you hear about wait. That is not it, because you wouldn't hear about the on. In fact, this is a great little mistake, because C is on. And we would erase this because it's not that. You get the idea now? Great. That's the last time I'm going to go do that. E, we have z divided by negative 12 equals 5. Let's zoom in here. Z divided by 12. So on the left side, z is being divided by negative 12. What's the opposite of divided by negative 12? Well, that would be multiplying by negative 12. And on the left side, those 12s cancel. And you're left with z equals negative 60. So part E is negative 60. For G, I did G for every class because I fell into like a little miniature trap when doing this. Or did I fall into a little miniature trap? You know, I don't remember exactly why I thought this one was a little miniature trap. I think it's just that, you know, the fraction being over here and the b being over here just kind of messed with my brain for just a teeny tiny bit. At any rate, the b and the 2 are multiplying. We are going to divide both sides by 2. Now I remember what it is. So the 2's cancel, leaving us with b, right? Here's b. And then what I thought was, you know, maybe going to be a little tricky for you is this right here of negative 4/5, that's this part, is being divided by 2. That is this part, right? And I know you guys love fractions, so reminder, when you divide by fractions, you actually multiply and you flip that second one. So 2 over 1 becomes 1 over 2. And then this becomes negative 4/10, also known as negative 2/5. So B is negative 2/5. Why is it negative 2/5? You can divide both those by 2. So let me zoom out. And I would recommend, you know, if you're needing to pause this and just check it out for a second, that's what just happened. Negative 4/5 equals 2b. Divide by 2. Dividing by 2, here it is. Well, guess what? Dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. And 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Boom, there we go. level I, letter I, negative 1.8 m equals 25.2. 25.2. There we go. M is being multiplied by negative 1.8, so I'm going to divide by negative 1.8. The negative 1.8s cancel, leaving me with m. And then now you need to remember how to divide with decimals. So there's 25.2 is being divided by negative 1.8. I'm going to show you the long division, and then I'll help you remember how to do the box method if you'd like. So you move both of those over, and now it's how many times does 18 go into 25? That's one time. 25 minus 18 is 7. You bring the 2 down, 72. Now, how many times does 18 go into 72? And that would be, let's see, 4 times? 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 1 is, yep, there we go. So the answer is just 14. That's because the decimal, when we moved it, it went right here. So for I, the answer is 14. If you want the box method, then here it is, 1.8. Here's your box. I'm not a native box divider, so I don't know if you want to just draw the box huge or not. So I just start there, and then if you want zeros, you can fill them in. That's great. One thing I know is that you still have to move this over. So the decimal's here now. Okay. How many times does 18 go into 2? 0 times. So you bring down, you do 0, 2, the 2 goes up here. How many times does 18 go into 25? Once. You subtract and you get 7. You put the 7 up here. How many times does 18 go into 72? It's 4, and you would still get 14, no matter how you would do that, okay? All right. I'm going to skip K. Really, I think you've got it from here. I guess the one thing that I could do is F, to just remind you that you could divide this by 2/3. You could. But do you know what happens when you divide by 2/3? Well, you change that to multiply, and you flip this like that. And so instead, you are multiplying by 3/2. Well, guess what? That is called the reciprocal. And you could just multiply by the reciprocal right here. And what would happen is those cancel, leaving you with h equals 9 times 3 is 27. And I don't know if, is that the answer? Did they make it into a decimal? Let's see if there's a 27/2 here. Doesn't look like it, but I got good news for you. That is just negative 13.5. So 13.5 is right there. Okay, so that's how you can get started on this assignment. Let me know what questions you got.